I'm in one of my favourite wild places, and from 1969 to 1987 this place was known as Pegwell Bay Hoverport. And it's pretty mad to think that they took this 15-acre site in Pegwell Bay, which would have been reed beds, sand dunes, some incredibly important habitat. It's mad to think they took that and put a 15-acre concrete slab over the top of it. Anyway, now it's a unique place for wildlife. Nature has really taken over. But unfortunately, this incredibly special place is under threat again. These signs have popped up, something to do with River Oak up at Manston, and it's quite hard to understand what these signs mean. But before I go into details about this, let me show you some of the amazing wildlife in this place. So the first thing you really notice down here is how there's so much stuff growing. It's really rewilding itself, and stuff that's grown here is stuff that wants to grow here, and it's thriving. All over the place we've got these buddleia growing up, and they're also known as butterfly bushes, and we get some wonderful creatures like, look at this painted lady butterfly feeding on the nectar. These buddleia are laden with nectar, and even a hummingbird hawk moth. There's quite a lot of these around this year, and they're relying on things like buddleia to feed. And then over here, behind me, we've got some cotoneaster, and this is full of red berries. It's great for the birds. And here we've got buckthorn coming up, and this will be laden with berries, and it's great thick scrub habitat for wildlife to shelter in and for things like birds to nest in. It's absolutely a mosaic of habitats down here. And we have these areas that open up, and things like really special plants here known as bee orchids grow here, and we even get man orchids growing down here. Both these orchids are named after the things they look like. And then in amongst the trees and on the ground we get lots of lichen growing as well. Well, now as for things like birds, well, this Hoverport neighbours Pegwell Bay, so it's absolutely incredible for bird life. Not only is it the habitat, but we've got birds coming over to Pegwell Bay, which is an incredible place for birds to feed up, and a lot of them arriving over on migration as well. We get some real rarities down here. We get hoopoo and greenfinch, and we have sparrowhawk hunting down here, kestrel quite often after the lizards, and we get wheatear, we get wren, and in these cliffs we often get sand martin. And we get many raptors stopping off here, and we even get visiting kingfishers. And because this area was largely reclaimed using gravel and grit and stone, there's lots of tarmac and stuff down here, and it gets very warm. And these ridings are kept open by rabbits that are conservation grazing down here. And with this warmth we get down here, this is incredible habitat for things like grass snakes, slow worms and lizards, and we get lots of them down here. And just check out these cliffs down here. These cliffs are really unique. They're mostly made up of sandstone and clay, and there's loads and loads of fossils in there as well. And it's really soft, so it's full of holes. And we get loads of bats living in there, which is really special. And lots of invertebrates can live in there, which obviously go on to be food for the other animals. And there's holes that are big enough for birds to roost in. And then at lower level, we've got lots of holes, and the scrub's really thick down there, so it's great habitat for foxes, and also we get rabbit dens in there as well. So these cliffs are pretty unique down here and special, and you'll very often find something like a kestrel sat up on that perch, and they often hunt lizards and mice down here. So earlier I mentioned that this place is under threat again. These scrappy old signs have appeared, and these signs have appeared and disappeared in the past, and it's to do with compulsory purchase, to do with the development of Manston Airport. And it's very worrying, and the signs are quite hard to understand. Now, there is some rumours out there they want to use this site to hold freight, which will be absolutely devastating. But the only thing I can really find about this compulsory purchase of this site by River Oak is that they want to use the drainage down here for runoff from the airport. And that will be absolutely devastating, because runoff from the airport will be full of toxic hydrocarbons from aviation fuel. It will be full of microplastics. The largest contributor to microplastics in our oceans is from car tyres, and every time those planes land they skid, and that's all on the runway. It will be full of de-icer, so it'll be a real toxic cocktail coming down from the airport to this nature reserve. And they'll tell us it's environmentally screened, but it won't be, because we've already got this problem down here. When they built the underpass through Cliff's End about 10-12 years ago, they built this pipe, and this is, I think, what River Oak want to get involved with. This is runoff from that road, and it is an absolute lethal cocktail. And they'll tell us it's environmentally screened, but it's not, because look at this, still here, look, just here. Look at that. Do you know what that is? It's a cat's eye off the road. Stuff is coming, and this heavy rain we've had recently, pure toxic cocktail coming straight off the road, straight into our seas. Again, it's a massive problem, and I've noticed that in the last sort of 10 years since that's been built, there's been a lot more dead cockles, cockle shells washing up along here. And you can see in this water where this runs out, it's thick with oil. It's a real problem. So it's something to be aware of. It's probably something that we can't do much to stop. It's happening on a higher level. But we need to learn to love this place, appreciate and realise how amazing it is, love it, and you know, do our best to protect it, because it's a special place down here, and all our special places are often under threat. Cheers guys, be wild.